The three of them started moving toward the ship's rail, Catherine's father roughly pushing people out of their way. Grace followed and found herself at last looking down into a lifeboat. It was almost full, but there were still a few free places. A couple of the crew helped Catherine and her parents into the boat through a gate in the rail. Just as Grace was about to climb down into the boat herself, one of the crewmen put his arm out to stop her. "Hold it," he said, looking Grace up and down. "Only first-class passengers are allowed in this lifeboat." "Shame on you!" a man yelled behind Grace. Others angrily called out too. Grace stood shivering in the cold night air, jostled by the crowd, her eyes filling with tears once more. "But she saved me," Catherine said quietly to her father. Catherine's father stood up. "Let her on," he said to the crewman. "She's with us." The man nodded and helped Grace down into the lifeboat. She sat on a bench next to Catherine, who squeezed her hand. "I couldn't let them leave you behind," said Catherine. "I'd still be lost if it hadn't been for you." Grace looked up at Catherine's parents, who were watching them. "Thank you," Catherine's mother whispered to her through an exhausted smile. Just then, the lifeboat was lowered and they splashed down into the sea. The crewmen at the oars rowed them away from the sinking ship. Grace turned around and saw that the Titanic was sliding beneath the water in a huge cloud of steam. Catherine's father leaned over. "Don't worry, Grace," he said, with a kind expression on his face. "We'll take care of you." As the lifeboat bobbed gently on the waves, Grace wondered what would happen next. She was only halfway to America, but at least she felt safe for now, sitting between Catherine and her parents.